Nice. I like your headphones.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you. How are you?
I'm doing well, thank you. It's a little hot here, but hot is
Same.
always better than cold. So
Yeah.
okay.
Where are you located?
I'm in Paris.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah, I've been here for a
Nice.
couple years now. And where are you?
I'm in New Jersey.
Okay, nice.
Yeah.
I saw that we have a couple friends in common, but just like I saw your post and I'm like, oh my God, that hit me. That struck me.
Word, right? It struck a lot
What
of people. I was kind of surprised. So,
Yeah. So let me tell you about Rumadam. Rumadam is like a passion project that I started at the beginning of the pandemic because
uh-huh.
I like to write, but I also like interesting stories.
Uh-huh.
So I decided to launch this platform to highlight people that are interesting and have a lot of interesting things to say.
Okay.
So that's what this is. And if you're familiar with my blog, I don't know if you saw the Room My Damn page, but that's
Mm-hmm.
where this video is going, if that's okay.
Awesome. Awesome.
Nice. So I want to actually read your post
Okay.
so people can know like where. So it says reason a big
Bajillion?
number why therapy is needed in the Black community. Black men's ideas of womanhood is based on their mothers. That is so true.
Yep.
A lot of Black men have witnessed their mothers suffer throughout their lives, all for the sake of them, and equate that to how their future girl or wife should be. And it continues to use, quote, my mom had 3 jobs, took care of the bills, raised me and my brothers, always cooked 3 meals, always kept the house clean, always dressed up, etc., etc., etc. Always
Mm-hmm.
got me what I wanted for Christmas and did it all by herself. And it goes on and on. But I just want to stop there.
Mm-hmm.
What made you post this? Like,
Okay.
what's the idea?
Okay, so first off, I want to say because I got a lot of mixed emotions with that post. A lot of the women definitely supported it, but a lot of the men felt kind of disrespected in some type of way. And most of the time, I don't care. But my disclaimer is that I am not a man basher. I love my Black men. I love the Black community, period. So anything that I post is definitely out of love and respect, but also insight and enlightenment. So nothing in particular made me post it, but at the same time, something did. I did see that there was kind of like a trend with a lot of men that were on my timeline that I just probably randomly friended, and how they basically spoke about dating Black women and how a lot of Black women don't compare to their moms, and kind of like in a disrespectful tone. And I
Wow.
wasn't really feeling that. I wasn't really feeling it because I do understand that, your mom is like a lot of people when
That's the standard for a lot of.
yeah, like even for women, like their dads are their standards, and I understand that. But to definitely put your mother's struggles as a standard for a woman that you're dating is just, to me, is outrageous. And I see it a lot of men don't even realize consciously that that's what they're doing. They expect so much from women, and they don't understand the load that we already carry, especially as Black women. Us having to have the strong Black woman mentality all the time, 24/7, us having to do so much in a day, and not really being recognized for that, or just the simple fact of like not allowing Black women to just be in luxury, to feel and live a life of luxury without them feeling guilty about it. It's
Right.
just crazy to me. So that's where that post came from, just the visual insight that I saw when it came to men and how they subconsciously, because I don't think that they do it to really bash women, but I feel like they don't realize the correlation between what they're saying and why they're saying it.
Right.
And it has to do with their mothers. And it's like, yeah, your mother did all of that, but she did it because she had to. not because she wanted to all the time. You know, she didn't
Right.
want to put 3 meals on the table, then always look good, then do this for you, then bail you out of jail, then do this. Like, she didn't have to do all of that, but that should not be the standard. Suffering should not be the standard to what makes a Black woman valuable. And that's what
Exactly.
always happens. And it's not like that in other cultures. It's not, when we look at white women that stay at home and they're stay-at-home mothers and housewives, we don't look at them and immediately feel like, oh, they're lazy. Oh,
I was
no.
just about to say there's a double standard when it comes to
Yes.
Black women and other women that are Black.
Absolutely. All the time, in every category, in every category. So it's really something that I feel, when it comes to this day and age, the beautiful thing about 2020 and just the years prior is that we are kind of like, this generation is in a phase of like enlightenment and really
Definitely.
understanding their traumas from the past and understanding how to kind of step away from that and walk a different path. So with social media, it's so easy for someone to spark a flame and then that become like a wildfire. And people really have a discussion about it and think about it and be like, well, yeah, I mean, this wasn't healthy. This isn't healthy. Let me try to change that, because I don't want my daughter to go through that. I don't
Right.
want my, son to go through that. So I feel like that's a beautiful thing, that we can have these conversations.
And I also think what you were talking about, you said Black men, they don't do it with the evil heart or spirit,
Right.
not necessarily. But I think that filter, as far as filtering their words before they, put it out there, is something they may be lacking,
Absolutely.
which triggers, a lot of people like, wow,
Hmm.
you know what I mean? That's some table
Absolutely.
talk. You could at least, tell us.
Absolutely.
But I
And
don't.
it's and that, even that is something that goes back to understanding our upbringing and understanding that men are not really taught how to express their feelings correctly. With
Mm,
women, we are, like, most of us are immediately able to tap into that. We know how to tap into our emotions. We know how to communicate them in some form and feel vulnerable.
right.
Men are taught to be tough. Black men especially are always taught to be tough, and that masculinity always equals this kind of like negative connotation of like, you can't have emotions, you can't cry, you can't feel hurt. So when it's time to be an adult and really have to exercise that, a lot of men are not able to exercise that.
Yeah. And that's where mental health comes in, and us focusing on taking away those childhood, I don't know, that conditioning. And it's
Right.
not just childhood, it's the culture, in our community. That's
Right.
how we were raised. And just taking off those layers and really exposing yourself so, Black women can see Black men as much as Black men can see us, and how we're both, in
Absolutely.
it together and we're suffering, etc. And I like how you said how they don't know how to handle, their emotions, etc. Because I
Hmm.
recently did a video about this very issue, and we were talking about the violence that was perpetrated against the rapper Megan Thee Stallion.
Hmm.
And recently how we found out that she was actually trying to protect this guy from the police.
Right.
And it's just another example of how we take on that burden and how we
Hmm.
are more empathetic to
Absolutely.
our,
Our
abuser
counterparts.
than
Yep.
the abuser are, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it was just like, wow, it's like another cycle.
Hi guys, this is Jasmine. If you'd like to see the rest of the conversation with Yvette and myself, head over to patreon.com, make a pledge, and join the community. Get access to full videos, bonus content, and creative writing, my specialty. I'll see you over there. Bye.